sure to check out Agelessgeeks for your figures and collectibles. This video and YouTube channel is rated PG-13, so that means this channel is not for anyone under the age of 13.
So what is going on, my fellow collectors? How is everybody doing today? DareDevil 18 here, and today we're going to be doing another quick look review, and this time it's going to be of the Bandai Figure-Ice Standard Model Kit Dragon Ball Super Final Battle version, or Battle version, JIREN. So let's get into it right away and take a very quick look at the box. Alright, so for the box, it is the same style box we get with all these Figure-Ice Standard Dragon Ball figures. So there is the front with a dope image of the figure there. There's the bottom, the top of the box, and then both sides have the same thing and nothing on the back at all. So that is the box. Now let's get this open and build it real quickly, which I already did, and you can check out my speed build video if you would like to. And let's take a look and see what accessories he is included with. Alright, so JIREN is included with a pretty good amount of stuff. So we do get two interchangeable faces here. So we do have the angry teeth gritted face, which is on the figure already. Then we do get the yelling, screaming face there. And I've always loved the way you put the faces together, because you put the mouth or the teeth and the eyes together first, then you pop it in through the back of the face, and it just looks really dope. So we do get the interchangeable faces. Then we do get a pair of fists, as you can see there. Then we also get a pair of open palm blast hands, which look pretty good. They're getting better with the mold or sculpt of their hands. And then we do get a pair of like open blast hands, but the fingers are more clenched. And only the right hand here does have a peg hole on it. The left one does not. And the reason for that is he does have two blast effects. So we do get this one here, which is pretty damn dope. And these are sharp, so be careful of that. But we do have the peg right there, so then you can peg that onto the hand, which is pretty darn cool. So we do get that energy effect. Then we do get this piece here, which I think it's for the stand, and you plug it into his butt. And then we do get this blast effect here, which is probably the coolest blast effect that I've ever seen with one of these figures. Him and the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta have the dopest blast effects. But I like how there's one part of energy right here, then another wave of it, and then we do have the actual wave of energy as well. But it is a nice, like, orangey translucent plastic, both those energy effects. Then we do get the stand as well. So that is all the accessories with JIREN. Now let's take a closer detailed look at the figure. Alrighty, taking a closer detailed look, and these, of course, have no paintwork to them. You can add paint on them if you would like to, and I would definitely recommend adding some sort of shading on these figures, because it would really make them look so damn dope, man. But for the sculpt detail or the mold of the figure, I think they did a dope job with it. The head sculpts look great. We get the veins popping out of the bald head right there. His ears look pretty good too. I like the way you put the ears together also. It's kind of similar to the eyes and the mouth there. The neck looks pretty good. His traps are freaking humongous. And then the upper torso looks pretty good too. I like the way the back looks, how it's a bunch of separate pieces that come together. That looks pretty dope, man. And the arms are ginormous as well. The elbow joints don't look too bad either. Then we do get the gloves for the hands there, and those turned out fine. Nothing too crazy. Then we do get the torn off shirt, as you can see there, which looks pretty good, not too bad. And then the legs here, we do get the skin tight black pants, but the muscle definition on this figure looks good, man. They did a nice job with it. And then we do get his boots here, which look fine. Nothing too crazy going on with them. And then the feet there, so. And then we do get those sculpted lines on the bottom of the feet. So for the detail, they did a nice job with it, man. Like I said, adding some shading on these figures will definitely make them stand out so much more. So that is a closer detailed look at the figure. Now let's take a look at the height and some height comparisons. So now taking a look at the height for JIREN here to the very top of his bald head, it looks like he stands around 7 inches and 1/4 inch tall. Now let's take a look at him compared to a few other figures. Alright, so here is this battle version JIREN compared to the Figure-Ice Standard Final Form Frieza and Bardock, and then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts regular JIREN, and then we do have the Super Saiyan Blue 2.0 Goku. And I think he could scale pretty well with Figuarts here. Now let's take a look at him compared to a few other figures. And then here he is compared to the SH Figuarts Full Power Super Saiyan Broly, the 2.0 Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, the event exclusive Golden Frieza, and then we do have the Dragon Star's final form cooler. So there are some quick comparisons. Now let's go over the articulation and wrap this review up. So for JIREN's articulation, it's not as good as I hoped it would be, and that is because he's such a bulky figure. The muscles just get in the way of some of the articulation. So we do have 2 joints at the neck here, and with both joints you can get him to look down really well, and both joints he really does not look up at all, and that's pretty disappointing there. You do get pretty much no pivot at the upper neck because the traps do restrict it. It does swivel, and the lower neck does not pivot or swivel, it just hinges forward and back. So not really the best neck and head articulation with this guy here. Then we do get a point of articulation at the torso and the waist. The torso here goes forward and back a decent amount. Also does pivot and it does swivel as well. The waist here goes forward and back just a tiny bit, pivots slightly, and then much better swivel there. And the joints kind of can shift up a little bit. If you go too much, they will pop off the ball peg there. Then the arms here at the shoulders, we do have a butterfly joint, but it doesn't work all that much. As you can see, it really doesn't bring his arms any more inward than that, so it's really not as effective as it should be. There isn't a circular motion at the shoulder, but the arms do go out to the sides about 90 degrees, so that's definitely good. They do go up and down. We do have the true bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that just hit 90 degrees. Then we do have a ball peg on the wrist, so that does move all around and swivel and stuff. Then for the legs here, they do drop down a really good amount, so JIREN can kick forward just about 90 degrees. Goes to the back a tiny bit. Let's see if he can Jean-Claude Van Damme it here. And he pretty much can. Nice outward leg movement with JIREN there. Then we do have a nice hip swivel there. And then we do have single jointed knees that hit 90 degrees. And the ankles do swivel, hinge up a tiny bit, hinge down pretty good. And then you get a little bit of an ankle pivot. But anyway, that is my quick look review at the Bandai Figure Eye Standard Model Kit Battle Version JIREN. Hope you enjoyed it. This figure overall I think is pretty good. Not one of my favorites, but it's definitely a cool looking model kit slash figure. The detail on it I think is fine. Like I said, with these model kits, you don't paint them, but you can paint them if you want to, and putting some shading on these will definitely make them look so much better compared to not having paint on them. But the sculpt of it, or the mold of it, I think looks pretty dope, man. They did a nice job with that. The accessories, probably my favorite aspect to this figure. You get such awesome effect pieces. You get a decent amount of hands, and then you do get a couple alternate faces. And then finally, the articulation to me was probably the biggest disappointing thing about this figure. I did not have fun posing this figure around. You really can't get him into the best poses. You can get him in some poses, but there's a lot of restricted movement with certain points of articulation, so you can't do too much stuff, but you still can do a decent amount of stuff when it comes to the articulation. But that is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to support the channel, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell. And if you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, oh well, I guess you didn't like it. But thanks for watching. I will see you later. Looks like he stands around 7.5 inches. Damn it, that's 7.25 inches, not a half. All these Figure Eye Standard Dragon Ball figures, there's the front, blue, and these are sharp. Damn you!